Artful, sweet delight for the taste buds, the shine, the smell, our luxury in everyday life. Piece by piece it unleashes enjoyable emotion, making you feel like more and more and more. Since 1992, in Horno, Lower Lusatia, the Belgian married couple Goedele Mathiesen and Peter Bienstmann have written a success story in their confiserie Felicitas.
Felicitas is die weibliche Form.
Felicitas means felicity. Because chocolate is making people happy, we named our company Felicitas. Finest chocolate delicacies are manufactured according to original Belgian recipes. Fresh pralines and hollow bodies from chocolate, all handcrafted. Precision work following the customer's request. Money presents of another kind. We still work with the same recipe as we did when we started. A Belgian raw mixture exclusively prepared for Felicitas. No cheap fat substitutes, no anti-degradant, and only little sugar. You taste it on your tongue. This is quite different from cheap products. The base mass arrives in form of such chocolate drops from Callebaut in Belgium, the most traditional manufacturer of chocolate raw mixture. Belgian purity standards require a definite mixture of cocoa mass, cocoa butter, and only little sugar. It's a chocolate's artistry to mix the solid pieces into the liquid chocolate at a proper melting temperature. This is important for that typical shine. Hollow bodies are firstly fitted with details like eyes, hair or beard, followed by more extensive motifs, layer by layer. All handmade. The shapes are manufactured from plexiglass in Belgium, most of them for Felicitas exclusively. At least 3 layers adhere to shape. The multi-layer guarantees that special cracking when chomping into it. Chocolate shards are made the same way. Air bubbles will be shaken off on the vibrator. Surplus chocolate drains off. That's why Felicitas figures are bottomless, a sign of quality handcrafted hollow bodies. The figures harden and then, for 30 minutes, they go into the fridge. Overlaying chocolate will be cut with a knife. Last precision work with a brush is the end of a complex process. Key growing areas for cocoa are situated in Central and South America, Africa and Asia. Callebaut sets value on fair-traded ingredients and supports directly the agricultural cooperatives' cultivation work. Solid fruits are harvested. After opening the shell, pulp and cocoa beans are scraped out for fermenting. For several days, beans and pulp lay between big leaves from banana trees, for example, thus generating high temperature. The flesh becomes liquid and vaporizes. The treatment of the beans starts in Belgium. They are cleaned, roasted, and separated from the peel. The inside of the beans is grinded thus releasing the clear, golden cocoa butter. Raw chocolate is made from these basics. During a several days conch process, it receives flavor and its delicate melting characteristic. Dark chocolate is made from cocoa butter, cocoa mass and little sugar. By adding milk powder, you get whole milk chocolate. The white one is made without cocoa mass, but it's still real chocolate, for its content of cocoa butter, which is responsible for the typical chocolate flavor. For chocolate bars, the base mass is filled into a shape. These ones get some complete almonds in addition. Now the delicacies are ready. Felicitas is the life work of the family. In 2005, Gudele Mathiesen was awarded as the Brandenburg Businesswoman of the Year.
Wir sind beide geboren und aufgewachsen in Belgien.
We both were born in the old Belgian university town of Leuven, where we grew up one street distant. After studies, in 1987, together we took part in a development project in Nigeria, where we worked standalone. In Nigeria, we heard that the Berlin Wall was fallen, so we were curious to see what would occur in the new federal states.
Was sich in den neuen Bundesländern abspielt.
In
Nigeria, we met a Belgian couple. They had relatives in Forst, and so we spontaneously decided to visit Lusatia together. We discovered Cottbus and realized that there was no chocolatory at all. So rapidly, the idea was born that I would have a chocolatier training with Master Gozens in Antwerp.
Und wir haben dann eigentlich auch Wohnräume.
We looked for residential and production rooms then. After a long search, we found Horno, where the kitchen of a former agricultural cooperative was vacant. In the offices upstairs, we built our first flat. Indeed, we arrived with 2 suitcases with all our belongings from Nigeria and moved into the small rooms without water. Then it started with 3 small machines and some shapes. It was the first manufacturing I made all alone. Then, gradually, joined 1, 2, 3 employees. The former cooperative's kitchen at the beginning of the 90s. Gudele Mathiesen created the first pralines here and met the customer's fancy. In 2004, this new building was erected, but 10 years later it became too small. Opposite, on the ground of the former cooperative, was enough space to enlarge.
We
had an increasing demand for products because meanwhile we had opened stores in Potsdam and Dresden. So we decided to redesign the chocolate land. In autumn 2014, hundreds came to the grand opening, even the Prime Minister of Brandenburg, Dietmar Woidke.
Wir haben einfach festgestellt, dass mehr und mehr Touristen in der Umgebung zu Besuch kommen.
We realized that there were an increasing number of tourists among the visitors, and we wanted them to feel good. Someone who makes the effort to come to Horno should not only be invited to buy fine chocolate, but also to see how the chocolate is manufactured, or even to express own requests for a handwriting. And after it, they should have a wonderful time in the cafe. We want to offer that relaxing country life which attracted us years before to our visitors either, connected with chocolate.
Das auch unsere Gäste bieten und dass sie sich so entspannen können hier auf dem Lande und ja, und das mit Schokolade, das ist ja eigentlich ja, eine schöne Entspannung.
The idea succeeds, especially the join-in factory is in demand. Here, chocolate fanciers may prove their light-fingeredness in creating reliefs or figures. Felicitas is awarded as a family-friendly company.
Das Online-Geschäft läuft immer besser. Das ist ja auch eine Verpackung.
The online sale runs well. Meanwhile, we have employees especially trained in packaging. It's not only the Felicitas employees in Horno, but also in our shops in Potsdam and Dresden. Lots of jobs have been established.
Ist das schon so doch ein wichtiger Faktor? Also viele Arbeitsplätze sind entstanden.
Was uns natürlich auch sehr geholfen hat.
We have an enormous support by our employees, those who were right from the beginning and many new as well. We couldn't have done it that successfully all alone, so we can see that Felicitas has become important as a so-called beacon for the region, from a tourism perspective, but as an attractive employer as well.
In der Umgebung, sowohl touristisch, aber auch als Arbeitgeber, dass wir eigentlich für Leute auch ein attraktiven Arbeitgeber sind.
Meanwhile, the Beensman family is at home in Horno longer than they were in Belgium. 3 children were born here. They grew up bilingually and in nature, right from the beginning. The family likes the cycle path bypassing their house. Between Spreewald Forest and Lusatian Heather landscape, 500 kilometers of trails have been asphalted. The village Horno has Slavic roots. Horno means at the hazelnut trees. This name is the last remaining reference reminding of the Sorbs, the smallest Slavic folk. Horno people love to welcome guests in their village for Easter fire, the home festival or marriages. As often as possible, the village-owned baking oven will be fired. The elder share their experience with the younger. It's life tradition in times of social media. Landmark of Horno is the Church of St. Martin. It's one of the oldest buildings in Lusatia, dating from the 14th century. Worth seeing are the pictured windows from 1902, made with rarely used acid etching, according to Otto Dillmann. All over Germany, there are only 2 churches with such windows. One of them is Horno. St. Martin lays in the shadow of a 1,000-year-old oak tree, which had already been mentioned by Erwin Strittmatter. The writer Erwin Strittmatter grew up in the neighbor village Boesdorf. In his novel trilogy, The Store, he characterizes his childhood in a German Sorbian family. Today, the primary baker's shop is a museum. Here, in the center of Sorbian culture in Schleife, you can gain more interesting facts about the Sorbs.
Любі гості, добрий день, а вутро mnie witajcie w Serbskim Kulturnym Centrum je Lepom.
Between Spreewald Forest and Cottbus still live nearly 20,000 Lower Sorbs. In Upper Lusatia, between Schleife and Bautzen, about 40,000 Upper Sorbs. They cultivate their own language and tradition. For instance, by painting Easter eggs, which can be made in batik or be scratched or etched. To conjure up such ornaments demands enormous sleight of hand, similar to the chocolatier's work at Felicitas. Eagerly wanted are almond cocoa pralines. Marzipan is mixed with coconut flakes, cut into strips, decorated with an amaretto butter cream on top. This is how they get their chocolate cover. Now into the cooling tunnel, and ready is the delicacy. Felicitas wants to please everyone. No matter if praline, chocolate cucumber or Kamasutra relief, nearly every wish can be fulfilled.
Die Anfrage nach veganer Schokolade, auch die
Even the request for vegan chocolate will be met by a fine assortment. We listen to our customers, and so we have an offer for every flavor. That's important.
Ja, jeden was im Angebot, und das ist doch ganz wichtig.
Enjoy the moment. This was the motto of the landscape architect Hermann Fürst zu Pückler-Muskau. Parks in English style were his passion, like this one in Cottbus-Branitz. The Pückler Park of Bad Muskau is partially situated on Polish territory. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Worth seeing as well is the Eastern German rose garden in Forst, with more than 40,000 rose trees of 900 species. Another nice place to be is Kromlau, an artificial-made fairy tale world around the Rakots Lake with its famous bridge and the over 200 years old rhododendrons. Fresh pralines and truffles are a unique delicacy of Felicitas, real Lusatian handcraft. Can so many dainties every day cause an overkill?
Leckere Schokolade kann man immer essen. Und
tasty chocolate can be enjoyed at any time. I suppose tasty chocolate is a thing you need to feel happy.
Ja, nicht nur eine kleine Portion, also bis zu 10 Pralinen jeden Tag passen immer noch rein. Und ich denke,
I would notice
eines Tages
indeed when
werden wir das
chocolate
nicht
is
mehr sehen
missing.
können, aber nach so vielen Jahren, nee, also es gehört einfach zu unserem Alltag dazu, und Schokolade macht glücklich, und ich merke es schon, wenn die fehlt.
The Felicitas assortment contains more than 700 products, hollow bodies, pralines, reliefs, for every occasion, individually created to the customer's wishes. And now, let yourself being enticed into the wonderful world of chocolate. Enjoy the handmade delicacies of the Schokoladenland Felicitas.